Hey guys, what's going on? It was bound to happen eventually. We've been having a huge winning streak in IWM alerts where David alerts a trade in the first 10 minutes of market open on options on IWM. And it's been going so well. And I thought I'd do a video today because it was a losing trade for some people. Some people managed to make some decent money from it. But the majority of people I'd say that were following David lost a little bit. But here's the cool thing. The risk reward and the control of the loss is something that I want to emphasize because the win rate has been so high, like 90%, that you'd think that maybe a loss would devastate everything. But this video will show you that the loss is actually pretty small and very manageable and really shouldn't change the way you think about these trades in any way. And it's just a natural, normal part of trading. Before we get started, just want to make sure you guys have access to my free course. It's called Learn How to Win 90% of Your Trades in 90 Seconds. Just put your email in, it'll send you an email course. The link will be in the description below, so definitely check that out. It's well worth it. It's in conjunction with Lance from thetatraders.com. So anyway, let's look at today's trade and let's see what happened, because a lot of people, might see all my videos that I've been doing on these trades where every day we're winning, and then today was a losing trade, and I want to make sure that I post the losing trades as well as the winning trades so you guys can see that it's not just like one of these crazy systems where you lose all your money on one trade, because the win rate has been phenomenal. I haven't seen him lose in weeks, and in fact I can only count 2 or 3 losses this whole year so far, so this was one of them. In retrospect, it probably wasn't that surprising. You could tell from David's analysis that this was going to be a hard day. We just didn't realize that maybe it was going to be a losing trade, but it's part of the game. So let's look at the IWM alerts pre-market notes. So he was even saying like prices are a bit high here. We have some elements going against us today, still early, leaning towards buying the 206 calls, but prices are crazy high and VIX is high. He likes to enter when VIX is low, and VIX was at 24 today. So he said today's opportunity really depends on the price of options. So things were not looking that great pre-market. Nevertheless, he decided that it was looking like we could get in for about 127 at market open on the 206 IWM calls. So he says, in summary, today we bought the 206 calls 0 DTE as we identified that other participants in the market felt that IWM was worth buying at 205 and 206. He ended up being right, but the timing was just a little bit off, probably due to these other factors that were coming into the market today. This has been a hard week trading, so to see one small loss is actually pretty impressive and gives me more confidence in the system. I'm in the process of transferring significant funds so I can trade these larger, because it's such a phenomenal system. But I'm glad I missed out on today's. So basically he entered at 127 per contract, which is a higher price than normal, and got stopped out. Now his stop out is tight. It's 20 cents per contract, so it's not like he lost 50% on these contracts. He lost about 15%, which is really quite a tight stop loss when you think about it. The buyers came into the market, but we were a bit early to enter. Great job to anyone that profited when the buyers finally came in. And what I love to see is people are learning in the chat, and they're learning how to actually do these trades. As you'll see, people actually made money from it. Here's what actually happened. So if we zoom in on today, we had this gap down, and we entered thinking we were going to get a bounce. You can see we eventually did get a really good bounce, but a lot of people got stopped out on this initial little drop right here before we had a chance to really start to go back up. So we were a little bit off on the timing, but these things happen. It's how it works. So let's go to the chat and I'll show you what I usually show you. So people were obviously not over the moon today. They shouldn't be that bothered given how small the losses are. Look, 132 to 111. That's not much different from what you see when they're winning, which is most of the time. So really we're only wiping out 1 or 1.5 of the wins that we've been seeing. Wave Master stopped out from 137 to 116. So these are small losses, 20 cents per contract, $20 per contract total. So you can see this stuff. Ironically, Investing Teacher from thetatraders.com, who primarily sells options for premium, actually used Tasty Trades and actually made a small profit today. So I thought that was kind of ironic. The person who specializes in the exact opposite of what we're doing in IWM scalping. So actually made money on a trade that was a losing trade, so that's kind of funny. So kind of looking down here, buyers coming in, but we were a bit late. Some people were able to make some profit here though. So Rick got 125 to 135, and Sonny did a 50% profit on this, which is a really good way. He's obviously holding a lot longer. He took the 207 calls, so a little bit different as well. People are not unhappy though, because it's such a small loss, so no meat today. This is what I love about this system though, is it's very disciplined. There's no like losing your entire position when the trade does eventually go against you, and it always will. You can't go weeks and weeks without any losing trades. It's going to happen. This guy at Bingo did really well. He bought the stocks instead of the option and made $1,000. Paid for the lifetime subscription fee for the service in a trade that some people lost. Ken stayed in and closed for 15% profit, which is fantastic. On a losing day, to see people making money is really good. So kind of going through here. Yeah, so that's basically it for today's video. Just wanted to show you what can happen if the trade doesn't work, because it's easy to show all the winning days. This was a very difficult and losing day for some, but some still managed to make some profits, so it's pretty good. If you want to join, currently the prices are the lowest they'll ever be. We've increased them slightly since the launch, but they're still very low. So come to this page in the description below, read more about the service, what you get, and then join IWM Alerts now for the lowest possible price. And I'll talk to you guys soon.